KRLAStemcells.com. 800-3.
It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, Los Angeles, and welcome to The Pet Show. Is your dachshund acting depressed? Are your Persian kittens a little paranoid? Are you being really challenged by your Chihuahua? Well, if you love animals, I'm assuming you do, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to learn how to really understand your dogs and cats as well as they get you, if you're confused about your dog or cat's behavior or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do. Stay tuned because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show. America's first and only real pet psychology, real pet training, real pet lifestyle show, and real pet behavior. So if you have a question or a comment about your pet, great time to give me a call. I want you to hop on my couch, bring those furry little buddies with you, because it is that time once again, yes it is, to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, no doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. I really do respect them, and we should respect the animals as well. If you have a question about your dog or cat, want to find out perhaps why your dog may be jumping on everyone, or maybe he's digging holes in your backyard, or doesn't come when you call him, or is chewing up your favorite stuff, or your cat scratched your favorite chair, your cat has a litter box but he hasn't used it since the day you brought it in the house, you're bringing in a new cat and you're really concerned about how the older cat is going to react, your dog is humping everything in sight, you want to take your dog for a walk, but you know if you take him for a walk and he sees another dog, he's going to freak out. You get the idea. That's what this show is all about. I've been talking to you guys here for over 41 years, longer on TV, and the bottom line is my goal is to help you resolve any issues, or more than likely, help your pets resolve any issues they may be having with you. And for those people that may be new listeners to The Pet Show, welcome, guys. I'm glad to have you here. Anybody who loves animals is a friend of mine. Let me just remind everybody, you know, I've been on for a long time now, 41 years, and I have some of the most amazing sponsors in the world. What does that mean? It gives me the opportunity to reward you guys. I mean, really reward you guys. Everyone that calls into The Pet Show today, I'll give you that number in a minute, so grab your pens. Everyone that calls into The Pet Show today with a question, a comment, even if they just want to brag about a new dog or cat that they rescued. I love to hear those calls because it often encourages other people to do the same thing. But everyone that calls into the show and gets to talk to me live will be getting an absolutely, positively amazing gift. Not for you, but for that beautiful dog or cat with that great personality. And if you're new to the show, folks, let me just tell you, I'm not giving away biscuits and milk bones here. Many of the items I give away on The Pet Show are worth $25, $35, $45, even $50. Thanks to my great sponsors. So if you have a question, a comment, a story, just want to brag about your dog or cat, great time to give me a call. And if I take your call on the air and we speak, as I said, one of those great gifts will be on the way to you. We got some super stuff, my hugs and kisses, copies of my books, Lucy Pet Food, Kitty Lickies, lots of great stuff to give away on the show. So it's a great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA. And if you prefer numbers, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA. Let me tell you guys what I have planned for today's show. I have an exciting show lined up. But as you know by now, chances of me getting to all of the topics I want to talk about, if you're on YouTube, you can see what I mean, it's just not going to happen. I'll try to get to them. But here are some of the topics I'd like to share with you guys if we have time on today's show. You know, nail biting, hair twirling, and pacing, those are all examples of nervous behavior in people and human beings like you and I. However, in the psychology of dogs, behaviors that use to cope and relieve stress are what we call displacement behavior. And so many dogs and even cats wind up at shelters or given away because of this displacement behavior. Coming up, your dog's conflicting emotions. Sometimes those displacement behaviors are due to the fact that your dog may have confusing or maybe conflicting things. So we're going to talk about that. If you have a question or comment or have a dog perhaps that has a situation like that, great time to give me a call. Again, the number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Also coming up on today's show. Now, every time I talk about this, I get in trouble from some of those old school dog trainers, you know, that still use some of those methods that you know I disapprove of 100%. So, are dogs, now I want you to listen carefully, are dogs really pack animals? Are the Schnauzer, the Poodle, the Cocker Spaniel, the Great Dane, the German Shepherd, the Cockapoo, the Maltipoo, are they really, really pack animals? Maybe you need to rethink that term, pack animals. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on today's show as well. And here's a story. I don't know. You guys help me out with this one. Some trainers and some behaviorists are now saying because we're spending way more time at home, especially due to COVID, we may be interrupting our dogs and cats' beauty sleep, which may in fact be causing them to behave in certain ways. They're saying because we're home with our dogs and cats all the time, that they're not getting enough sleep, and that's disrupting their behavior. Give me a call. Let me know what you think about that. Agree or disagree. Again, the number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. As always, plenty of time to answer all of your questions and comments. You heard me say lots of amazing stuff to give away. So, if your pet happens to be chewing, jumping, maybe you're confused about the litter box, maybe your rescued puppy's not housebroken or suffering with separation anxiety, or your cat's depressed, your dog's chasing anything that moves, he hates other dogs and some people, cat scratched your favorite chow, and your dog literally believes anything he sees. He's got a hump, whether it moves or not. Great time to give me a call. Again, the number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the show. And here's the question of the day. And I want you guys to be honest with me. Okay? Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Here's the question. Do you believe that your dogs and your cats take on your personality? Do you believe that your dogs and your cats take on your personality? Give me a call. Let me know. Again, the number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. You know, over my career, I've had the opportunity of working with dogs of many celebrities and famous people. Princess Aga Khan, President Ford, David Letterman, Cheryl Tiegs, Rodney Dangerfield, Al Pacino. Those are all clients. Matter of fact, I trained the mascot for many of the top places in New York City, Italian consulate. That being said, the reason I bring that up is because having worked with so many thousands of dogs, my heart tells me, and my brain does as well, that dogs and cats do in fact take on the personality of the people they live with. I'll give you a couple of examples. One of the biggest problems I run into is the typical American family. All right? There may be mom, dad, 2.5 kids. They all have different personalities. How confusing is that for the dog? We're going to talk about that also. But some of my clients, let me give you an example. I had the opportunity of working with one of the most incredible women I've ever known, Lily Tomlin, an amazing lady, a heart of gold, a big animal lover. When my first wife Faye passed away, she was right there to support me. When I first met Lily Tomlin's dog, Tess, a little Norwich Terrier, I'm a New Yorker. I came out to L.A., went to I guess I don't know where it was, anywhere, somewhere to see her in this big house with the dogs. And I started looking at Tess, and I started watching Lily. And Tess had multiple personalities. It was like working with Sybil. Yeah, the dog had multiple personalities. And people say, how could that be, Warren? Well, it be, and here's how it be. If you've ever been a fan of Lily Tomlin, and who is not a fan of Lily Tomlin, what an amazing lady, Lily at that point practiced many different personalities. And therefore, her dog had many different personalities. Incredible. No one ever loved a dog as much as Lily did. In fact, she also had a goat at one time named Bucky that I worked with also. David Letterman, for example. Y'all love David Letterman. Great guy, nice guy. Trained his two dogs, Bob and Stan. Let me just tell you for the record, if you think David Letterman is funny, all you needed to do was spend some time with his dogs, Bob and Stan. I swear to God, if the dog had a space between his teeth, he would have been hosting late night. There's no doubt in my mind. So dogs and cats, I believe, do take on the personalities of the people they live with. They really do. Do you agree with me or disagree? I think it's an interesting topic. And that's why I think so many dogs and cats have kind of some personality issues, because they're living with more than one person. And, the husband tells the dog to do one thing, the kids tell the dog to do something else, mom tells the dog to do something else, grandma comes over for the weekend, and now the dog's told something entirely different. So is it possible that dogs and cats have multiple personalities or take on your personality? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. I will send you a great gift. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Before I get to the phone calls, let me give you a list of what I will be giving away on today's show. I'll be giving away my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats, now a choice at Amazon because they are so successful with the people using them. I'll be giving away ArthriSuit Gold, an amazing product if you have a dog or a cat that may be getting older with hip and joint problems. I'll be giving away copies of my best-selling books, both of them best-selling by Random House, either How to Get Your Cat or How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. Hemp Seed Oil by Nature Vet. Kitty Lickies, I'm telling you, Kitty Lickies, an amazing product. I've yet to meet a cat that isn't thrilled about them. Lucy Pet Food, those amazing T-shirts that say none of my friends walk upright, as well as hemp seed oil. And all natural herbal flea spray. I haven't been able to give this away for a while, but I will be giving it away on today's show as well. Some all natural herbal flea spray. And let me just tell you guys for the record, we had that rain a few weeks ago, and now we got the hot weather. That is nirvana for fleas. We have fleas all year round in Southern California, pretty much the rest of the country now. But I'm telling you, give it a couple of weeks, give it a month between the hot weather and the dampness we had a few weeks ago. It's going to be flea nirvana. There's going to be fleas all over the place. So it's a great time to give me a call. The phone number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. A couple of notes here if you want to watch me do the show live, if you want to see the face behind the mic. I'm broadcasting live on my YouTube channel. I will take some questions there as well. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, ECKSTEIN, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Again, the question of the day is, do you believe that dogs and cats take on the personality of their guardians? Give me a call, questions, comments, plenty of time to answer your questions. Lots of super stuff to give away as well. Before I get to the phones, let me take a quick break here because if I don't, Alex. You know how tough Alex can be. Alex says, Warren, you're a minute late already. You better take a break right now. So I will. When we come back, we'll get to your phone calls. By the way, when I do go to my commercial breaks, that's probably the easiest time to get through. So that number again, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. The way to get through. And again, the question is, do you think your dog and cat has your personality? Give me a call. Let me know. I will send you a great gift. Listen, for 3.5 I can listen to this all day. Sit back and relax. I know we're back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. I got lots of stuff to give away. Plenty of time to answer your questions. The phone number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Janelle, Leah, Betty, we'll get to you in just a second. Great time to call me, by the way. I also want to find out, again, the question of the day. I'd love to hear from you guys if you believe that your dog or cat has your personality. Come on, admit it. Chances are your dog or cat probably has a better personality. But do you think that your personality is kind of in tune with your dog or cat? Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift, 866-870-5752. I got this email this week. I just want to share it with you. Don't get right to the phones, I promise. By the way, if you want to ask a question on YouTube, we will be taking. I'm trying to, YouTube is kind of new to me, so if you want to watch the show and see the face behind the mic, you can do that. You can log on right now. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. That is I. So here's the email I get. Warren. Yes, Warren. I'm involved in obedience training with my dog. But the instructor does a lot of yelling and reprimanding the dogs and the people. Should this be happening? Here's my response. Positive results are more likely to be achieved through praising small successes than dwelling on or punishing the dog for the instructor's shortcomings. If the instructor has to yell and reprimand the dogs and the people, then the instructor has no idea what he's doing. I trained hundreds of dogs every week in classes that were large for the YMCA all across the U.S. And never once, I got upset with people. I might have taken them to the side and talked to them, but never once did I yell or scream at the dog or their guardian, because that doesn't accomplish anything. Praise is a lot more important when the dog is doing something right. At 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let me get right to the busy phone lines here. Let's go to Janelle in L.A. Hey, Janelle, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello.
How you doing?
Great. Thank
What's
you
up?
for taking my call.
Oh, it's my pleasure. What's up? What's your question?
I have a cat.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Oh, my roommate has a Mackerel Tabby female spayed, about 3 years old.
Okay.
And we kept her away from the kitten. The kitten is in my room. He was an abandoned kitten, about 10 weeks old. And anytime that the kitten gets out, the older cat, the 3-year-old Mackerel Tabby, lunges at the poor.
All right, so let me stop you for a second. You rescued this kitten, and bless you for doing that. Now, you say the kitten was about 10 weeks old when you rescued him. How long has the kitten been in the same home with the other cat, but separated?
Almost 4 weeks.
Okay, so what you've done, and please take this the right way. I'm not reprimanding you, I promise. You've made some critical errors. First of all, by not giving the cats the opportunity to get to know each other, or at least get familiar with the smell of each other, you're creating more animosity than you would have resolved had you started early on. The first thing you should have been doing, and you can do it now, is scent swapping. Get the scent of the older cat, put it on the kitten, get the scent of the kitten and put it on the older cat. I want you to redecorate your house. What I'd like you to do, you hear me talk about this every week, I should go into the cardboard box business, buy cardboard box paper bags, put them all over one of the rooms in the house where the cat likes to hang out. Then you can have one person, your roommate, holding the cat. You can bring the kitten in the room, sitting on the opposite end. The older cat is going to be enthralled with all these new items on the floor, the catnip, the boxes and the baskets. And therefore, he's not going to be so focused on the kitten. Do that a little bit at a time. 5 minutes the first day, 10 minutes the third day. Little by little, once the older cat realizes that the little kitten is not a challenge and vice versa, then little by little you can start getting them closer and closer. And if you do that, you'll wind up one day watching them sleep nose to nose. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. You have to be really, really consistent with it. But if you're consistent with it, it will happen. Listen, I talked about this last week. I had as many as 30 cats at one time. Were they all best friends? No, but they all accepted each other because no one felt challenged by the other one. They all got equal opportunities and equal time, and that's where you need to be at this point.
Okay. Versus
Janelle,
doing the scent swap.
Yeah, the scent swap's really important. You can just take like a stuffed animal, you can take a washcloth, whatever you need to do, but get that scent swap. In fact, you know what I'm going to do, Janelle? I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up. I'm going to send you a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want, my best-selling book for many, many years on cat behavior. And it'll help you understand a little bit in terms of the resolution. You know, very often when people bring two animals together, they keep them separated. And keeping them separated very often creates more animosity than if you gradually introduce them, even if there was a little assertive behavior, but if you gradually introduce them little by little. A great time to give me a call, by the way. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. You just heard me give away a book. I got the dog book to give away, Hugs and Kisses to give away, Lucy Pet Food, Kitty Lickies, lots of great stuff to give away. The question of the day is, do you believe that dogs and cats take on the personality of their guardians? But also, one of the topics I'm going to try to get to today, because, you know, I was kind of like the first person that talked about this, and boy, did people beat me up. And now, you know what? They're coming around. Are dogs really pack animals? Are your dogs really part of a pack? Do you have to be the leader? Does that mean everyone else is submissive to you? Are dogs pack animals? A lot of people think they are. They've been watching people on TV telling, yeah, they're pack animals. You got to be this, you got to be that. But are they really pack animals? I'd love to hear your opinions. Give me a call. Let me know. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Leo, Betty, we're going to get to your calls. Before we do that, I want to share this with you, and I want to get your comments on this as well. A recent leading survey highlights the eye-opening trend, noting that more than 75%, you heard me, 5% of pet owners say recent inflation is making pet ownership more expensive, and 26% stating they're struggling to maintain their pets' needs due to the spiraling expenses. And with 70% of households being home to pets in America, this is a community-wide problem deserving a community-driven solution that involves players from the sidewalks of Main Street to the halls of Congress. Let's do something about it. People are rescuing animals, they're saving animals, they're a little stressed because of the inflation, just like everybody else. But I cannot believe that 75% of pet owners, I'm using the word owners because that's what's in the story, 75% of pet owners say recent inflation is making pet ownership more expensive. Are you finding that as well? Do you find inflation making you spend less on your pets? Most of my listeners spend less on themselves and more on their pets. Give me a call. I'd like to know if inflation is affecting what you purchase or how you purchase for your pets as well, or how often you might take your dog or cat to the vet. Are you cutting back on that as well? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. 866-870-KRLA. I'm Warren Eckstein. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. Oh, yeah, I do have a commercial there. Thank you, Alex. Listen, guys, if you have a And we are back on the Pet Show. Dolphins. I just love dolphins. When I was the creature keeper for the new Mickey Mouse Club, we shot that down in Orlando, Florida, for many, many years. It was interesting working with the Mouseketeers, but it was also interesting getting to do some of the things I were able to do, like swimming with the dolphins in the wild. Just an amazing, something I'll never forget. And whenever I kind of get like a little down and out, I have the ability to bring back those phenomenal memories of some of the animals I've worked with over the years. Speaking about animals, we'll get right to your phones. I get this all the time. This is what makes me crazy. If you think I'm neurotic, here's why. Some guardians complain that their cat is shy, reserved, or doesn't love them, while others complain that their cat is way too clingy. Make up your minds. Do you want a clingy cat or do you want a shy, reserved cat? Let me know. I kind of like the clingy type. I'm a clingy type of guy. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Still got some hugs and kisses to give away, some Lucy pet food, copies of the books, hemp seed oil, kitty lickies, flea spray, T-shirts. Great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA. If you just want to answer the question, you guys are afraid to admit it, aren't you? You guys won't admit that your dog or cat may have the same personality as you do. Well, that's the question of the day. Does your dog or cat have the same personality as you? Give me a call. Let me know. I will send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Right now we're going to Leah in Alhambra. Hi, Leah. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi there. How are you?
I am just fine. How about yourself?
It's been a while since I've talked to you.
Well, what can I do for you today?
Okay, first of all, I want to take the time out to say to you, thank you so much. Last year, I just had to put my she would have been 19 years old next month in October, Chloe. Remember I used to call you?
I do, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you sent me so many nice gifts for her to help her. And Nature Vet, I have to say, is a wonderful product. And sometimes I even felt like I was giving her life.
Yeah.
Would bring her back to life again.
Absolutely.
And
right.
so I'm really heartbroken right now over her. But I still have my 4 little ones that I have to keep on for. And my little beagle, Gracie, I have to say, these little animals are like people. They do have feelings. When she saw what the doctor was doing, gonna put a needle in her leg at home where she was comfortable, she walked in, got very sad, walked away. A big tear came down her right eye.
There you go. There you go. No, let me stop you for a second. If I said that, people in my profession would say, Warren, you're crazy, you're eccentric again. Dogs and cats have the ability to be sad, and I have seen tears in their eyes, no matter what anyone else says.
Oh, yeah. That's why I have to say it. I thought I have to share it to let people know that these little animals are just like people. Even my son said, Mom, look at Gracie. She's crying.
Yeah.
Oh, my
they
God,
know. They know.
Sad.
Believe me, Leah, they know. But I don't want to run out of time. So what's your question for me today?
Okay. Little Gracie has like a little lump on top of her head, but then the other day I noticed she has a bigger lump, like a round button on top of her head. What would that be?
It could be any number of things. It's not, but at her age, it's a quick trip to the vet. It could be nothing more than a little fatty tumor thing there. It could be nothing. Could be something. But it's around the head. It's always a better idea to have it checked. How old is she?
She's probably around 9, 10. I got her from a family that didn't really.
Yeah. With the lumps like that, you want to make sure. Chances are it's probably nothing, but it's always good to have it checked. And even if it was something, you're getting it early enough where they can do whatever they need to do. So, I would definitely have it checked at this point.
And the vet told me before that her esophagus, I think it's called, it's closing in her throat, where she starts like heaving and coughing.
Yeah, that's why I want the vet to check her. I get it to the vet. Could be something with you're saying with the esophagus. Could be other things. It could be nothing. But anyway, I want you to check with the vet.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say thank you so much for the time that you did help me with Chloe. I'm still very sad over that.
Leah, listen.
Almost 19 years life.
We never get over it. We never get over it.
No.
We love them, and we don't fall in love with the body. We
Yeah.
fall in love with the soul. And I believe, God, you're going to get me on, and believe me, people know that I'm not the most spiritual person in the world, but I believe.
One more thing with you, and I'll let you go.
Okay, but I
People
let me.
want to hear this.
Go ahead.
The day that she passed, that morning that she passed, when the doctor was here, later on that afternoon, she was already gone. My son and I both heard her moan, and the next day we heard her bark, and we both heard it.
Listen, there's no doubt in my mind that things like that happen, and there's no. In fact, I want to talk a little bit later about a dog's sixth sense. So yeah, there's no doubt. And when I was studying in Europe, and in my background, my grandparents are all Romanian, so maybe that's why. But I'm a firm believer. There was an old saying that when a dog howls, very often it's a sign that someone it loves is crossing over the bridge. So there's many different things. But I listen. I adore you. I think you're great. I want you. You know what? I don't know what. I don't even know what I want to say. Oh, you know what I do? I'm going to put you on hold and let me do this. I'm going to send you. You love hemp seed oil. I'm going to send you some hemp seed joint health for your dog, and I appreciate that. I love my listeners. You guys are absolutely amazing. But let me kind of finish what I was trying to say here, and we'll get to you, Susan. We'll get to you, Robbie, Betty. When we say goodbye to our dogs, God, you guys are going to make me cry. When we say goodbye to our dogs or our cats or pigs, whatever animals we may have had, and I've had them all, we lose the body. We lose the body. But from as I said, I'm not the most spiritual person to believe, but I believe in the soul. I believe we fall in love with the soul. And I believe that the animals we lived with, their bodies may leave us, but the soul never does. So if I can be sitting right now and kind of turn away from you guys, and I can visualize, I can see, I can smell the dogs I've lived with, the other animals I lived with in the past. It's the soul. The soul never leaves. That's how I believe. If you agree or disagree, I'd love to hear from you. Give me a call. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I believe dogs have souls. Some people say they don't. I believe all animals have souls. That's just my belief. Hey, great time to give me a call. I got lots of great stuff to give away. Robbie, Betty, Susan, we'll get to you. I do have an open line, 866-870-5752. Again, the question of the day is, do you believe that dogs and cats take on the personality of the people they believe in? Give me a call. Let me know. Again, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. A quick break, then we're right back to your phone calls. This is my favorite folk singer of all the times, Richie Havens. A lot of people may not know who Richie Havens is, but I spent many a late night, early morning in the east and west village of New York City as a teen, going to concerts, listening to Richie Havens. I love his singing. Anyway, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. Coming up, I'm going to tell you why catnip does more than make your cat feel good. It can actually protect them against certain pests. We'll talk about that. Phone number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, or youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. But right now, let's go to Betty in Los Angeles. Hey, Betty, welcome to the Pet Show. Hi, Betty. Betty, turn off your radio.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Betty, I'll talk to you later, too. Betty, are you there?
Hello?
Hi, Betty, how you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Sorry.
That's okay. What's up? What's up?
I need to housebreak my brother's kitties. He has 4 of them. One is housebroken, and the other 3, they're siblings, but the other will not go into the litter boxes.
Were they out when did your brother live with you?
He did. Now, he's in a nursing home.
Okay, so now the cats were with you pretty much all the time when your brother was home.
Yeah, these are babies. They're about 5 weeks old now.
Oh, they're really, really tiny.
Yes.
Okay, so, first of all...
What I do is put the litter box there, and I put one there, let it scratch, and it went right on and used. I did the other one. They run away, and they got in the corners, so they used to going in the corners. I'm half crippled, so it makes it a big problem.
Don't listen. What I want you to do is I want you to put down 2 or 3 litter boxes, put them in the corner where the cats were going, spread them around the room. When the cats poop outside the litter box, take some of their poop or dab up some of their urine and put it in the litter box, but then put some litter on top of it. They will get the idea. They're really, really young. They will get the... How did you wind up with all these kittens?
They was born to to the mama cat.
Has the mama cat been spayed?
No.
Why?
He didn't get it done.
But how old is the cat? Well, why can't we get it done now?
Because I can't drive to get her there.
There are people that can help you with that. We live in Southern California with some of the most amazing rescue people in the country. If you contact some of the rescue groups, they will in fact help you. They can even probably transport the kittens and get them spayed and then bring them back to you once everyone's spayed. Well, once the kittens are not going to be spayed right now, but at least the adult.
Okay, because one place I called, they didn't come into my zip code. Yeah, and I haven't called anyone else because that's the only one I knew about.
Do you have access to a website? Can you get online?
Yes.
I want you to go to my website. It's simply thepetshow.com. It's all one word. Don't forget THE. Okay. Thepetshow.com. When you go to my website, you will find there, search a little bit, you'll find a list of Los Angeles rescues. Call them all. Okay. Find the rescue, and when you let me know what rescue is going to come and help you out, and I will make sure that I send a donation to that rescue as well.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you, but I want you to be, because I don't be overly concerned about the kittens right now. They will pick up on the litter box. Let's get Mom spayed. In the meantime, I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send, you know what? I'm going to send you some Lucy pet food to feed all those cats out there. What a great lady. You know, and it's true. Sometimes people just don't know or understand that there are people out there that are willing to help. You know, we are so lucky and so blessed, a word I don't often use, but we are so blessed to be living in Southern California. You know, right after this, I do my national Canadian show, goes all over the country and Canada. And when I hear some of the stories about people that live in other places that don't have the accessibility that we have right here in Southern California to rescues, humane organizations, free veterinary care, hey, you know, Lucy Pet with their free spay and neuter clinics. I mean, there's so many ways to get animals spayed and neutered, and there are people that will help you transport. We live in an incredible place here in Southern California where people not only love animals, but they care about helping each other take care of them, and that's a good thing. I hope she can gets to my website and gives me some information. Phone number here, by the way, 866-870-KRLA. Got a line or two open, pretty rare, but if you have a question or comment, now's a great time to call me, 866-870-5752. I still got hugs and kisses to give away. I'm going to do a commercial for me right now. I got Lucy Pet Food to give away, which I just did. I got Arthur Suit Gold, best-selling books, dog or cat. all natural herbal flea spray, those amazing t-shirts, those air horns. I got lots of great stuff to give away, so it's a great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA. I got to tell you, I am so excited. I am so thrilled. The response. And we are back on the Pet Show. Great music, Alex. We're back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein, 866-870. KRLA, the phone number. Here's what I want to do. Robbie, I want to get to you. Caroline, I want to get to you. Timothy, I want to get to you. Susan, I want to get to you. Vicky, I want to get to you. But I got a break in about a minute, so I don't want to rush anyone. So just hang in there, grab a cup of coffee, give your pets a hug and a kiss. I will get to your phone calls. We got a whole other hour to go. But let me just share this with you. A new study published by Science Advantage shows that catnip, the famous flowering herb that makes some cats go wild, triggers the reward system in the brain of cats, but its main function is probably to ward off mosquitoes and other pests. Thanks to a compound, I'm not going to pronounce this right, it's called nepentolactone. A catnip does double duty by causing some cats to feel good while protecting them at the same time. Listen to this. The new study found that this is how it works. They tend, once a cat is on catnip, they tend to roll over it, rub their faces on it, cover themselves in the smell of the catnip. The same study discovered that cats who rolled around in catnip were also much better protected against mosquitoes. So it might give your cats a great buzz. They may run around, listen to Hendrix, but at the same time, it's going to help prevent them from mosquitoes. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. We'll take a quick break, then get to all your calls. I'm Warren Eckstein, and yes, you are listening to The Pet Show.
Box. Your favorite chewed up all your favorite socks. You sure knows how to get inside your pet's head.
And welcome back to the Pet Show. I am Warren Eckstein. If you want to understand your dog's or cat's behavior, as well as they understand your behavior, and believe me, they do, a great time to give me a call with any questions or comments you may be having. Your dog's jumping, humping, digging, cat is scratching, not using a litter box, hates your mother-in-law. You get the idea. That's what we do on the show, make life better for all of those critters out there. And just a reminder that everyone that calls into the Pet Show will be getting a fabulous gift. Not for you, but for your dog or cat. So it's a great time to give me a call. Just a reminder, the question of the day is, do you believe that dogs and cats really do take on the personality of the people that they live with? Do they? I say yes. What do you say? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the show. A lot of the stuff I've been talking to you about, I have this new YouTube channel. Not new, but I've just really kind of redid it. And sometimes I don't get to all the topics on the show. And if I don't, if you go to my YouTube channel, it's free. You can subscribe. A lot of the topics like displacement behavior, the catnip, is all up there on my YouTube channel. So you should subscribe. It's easy enough and it's free. This is my channel. It's youtube.com/my name. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Lots of great stuff there. There's some shorts there. We're increasing more. I just added 300. Oh, just amazing. I'm real proud of the YouTube. So check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Let me get back to the busy phone lines here. We got Robbie, Caroline, Timothy, Susan, and Vicky. But right now, it's Robbie in Los Angeles. Hey, Robbie, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, Warren. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely, Robbie. What's up?
Hey, good to say hi to you again. We spoke a couple weeks ago regarding Smokey and Bandit. Actually, Bandit. Smokey's the Dalmatian, Bandit's a pointer. But let me answer your question first.
Sure.
Yes, my dogs always take on my personality because we spend so much time together.
There you go.
We actually sleep together.
I would say that 85 to 90% of my listeners sleep with their pets.
Oh, yeah. I get about 6 inches of the bed. They get the rest.
Dad, they deserve it. So what's your question for me, Robbie?
Warren, another question regarding inflation. My dogs will eat before I do when it comes down to that.
It's funny. It's funny that you said that. I'm going to share. I'm sharing some personal stories. I hope you guys don't mind. When I got out of the service, and I first got married to my first wife, Faye, she was 18 years old. I was young, just out of the service. Refused to go to the VA. They offered me a job selling paint. I said no. I had no money. What could I do? I took a job at a dry cleaning store. I worked at a dry cleaning store. That's how I got started. I saw dog hair and cat hair, and I started helping people out when they brought their clothes in. Anyway, besides that, the reason I bring that up is the concept that I'm trying to think of where I want to go with this. I'm just trying to think. Anyway, go ahead. I don't want to go too long into this story, but go ahead.
Warren,
go ahead.
I called a couple weeks ago regarding Bandit seemed to have a ringworm. You recommend going to the vet.
Yeah.
That was a great idea. Worth every penny. I was treating it as a ringworm. It wasn't. Even though it was like a circle, like a quarter, it was from her licking it so much. And so we were on the path to recovery. So if your listeners and whole listeners ever think, should I go to the vet? Yeah, go to the vet. It was good advice. Thank you.
Okay, so the dog is licking at the spot, causing that circle.
Right. And
what did the veterinarian suggest as a resolution?
Oh, well, that's quite a good question. But it became thick skin, and she says that this is what you need to do: put a light wrap of gauze with, before you do that, a little bit of hydrocortisone, just a little bit, light wrap of gauze, but then use the veterinary tape. See, the gauze alone, the dog will lick it away and it'll fall off. But the veterinary tape, the beige tape with the holes in it, sticky, keeps that gauze. So keep it on for
great.
1 week.
Great. Let me stop you. Great idea from the vet, but let me ask you the question.
Yeah.
The gauze won't come off. You're using the veterinary tape. I got all that. What did the vet suggest to you to stop the dog from licking that area?
Wow, that's a good question. But the healing process is 3 weeks of this. The hair will grow back. But tell me.
Yeah, but let me tell you why I'm bringing this up. I work with veterinarians every day. Greatest people in the world, brightest people in the world. However, what your vet is doing is absolutely correct. She's taking care of the immediate problem, getting it better. But what caused it? What caused your dog to start licking that area? Was it anxiety? Yeah. Was it nerves? Was it not enough exercise? Not enough mental stimulation? You know, when a dog is anxious, they use their mouth as we use our hands. We might scratch our head. A dog licks to alleviate anxiety. Even a dog that's fearful of a person will lick that person as a way of alleviating some anxiety. So my question would be is, what caused the problem? How old is the dog now? How old is the dog, Robbie?
They're about 8 years old. They get a lot of exercise because I'm almost retired, so I have a lot of time on my hands.
Great.
And they get good nutrition.
Great. That's all important. That's all important. The exercise is critical. Nutrition is important. But what about the brain?
Oh, they're pretty happy dogs.
Oh no, I know they're happy, but why don't you teach them something new? Take them somewhere else. Go advanced training. I don't know. Teach them how to play poker. Always, we never stop learning. Why is it that we believe we teach our dogs heel, sit, stay down, and come, and they don't have to learn anything after that? Their minds are incredible.
What's a good
go in your backyard. Hang a tetherball in your backyard. Put a kiddie pool in your backyard. Make a little sandbox for them. Put some benches in the backyard. Go online. Buy some utility jumps. Whatever you can do, just make it interesting and make it fun and make changes. The more changes you make, the more activity your dog's going to get, and the more stimulation your dog has, the less apt it is to lick. So working, and this is why vets and behaviorists need to work together. The veterinarian is taking care of the medical issue, but the medical issue might have been caused by a behavioral issue, and that's where I come into play. So that's where you follow my advice, more stimulation, but at the same time, follow your vet's advice, and we can get this problem over and done with once and for all.
Yeah, because we have pretty much a pretty substantial routine. So add something different.
Yeah, change it.
What do we do with the tetherball?
Hang the tetherball from a tree, punch it around, make it down to the level where the dog can bounce around with his nose.
Huh. That's good. I think I'm going to try that one.
Oh, you should try that. You know what? You should try that. Exercise is so important. Anyway, I got to move on. Keep me, Robbie, I'm not going to send you something. I know I sent you something a while back, but keep me posted. But again, this is why veterinarians and behaviorists, and I worked with the Animal Medical Center in New York, the top vets in the country, we work together. Sometimes there's a psychological or a behavioral reason for a physical ailment. And by working together, we're not only resolving it temporarily medically, but we're resolving it behaviorally, so it's not a constant problem. Great call, by the way. I really appreciate it. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. We are going right now to, let's go to Vicky in Valencia. Hi, Vicky in Valencia. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Nice to talk to you, and I love your show.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate that.
I'll start by answering your question maybe a little differently. I've had 14 cats in my adult life and 4 dogs in my adult life, and all but 2 of them were rescued, and they all had their own unique personalities and brought something very special to our lives. So, yeah, and they do take on some of our traits, too. They learn the routine of the household. So I currently have a golden retriever. She's 3.5 years old, and we've been continually having hotspot problems with her. Sounds a little bit like your last caller, but I think this might be related to allergy. I'm not really sure. She chews on her, leg, or not in the same spot, different spots, and it'll get raw, and we'll put the medicine on it, and but I just don't know if this might be related to diet. She maybe she needs to be allergy tested. I'm just not sure.
Well, it's always a good idea
give
to
her
have them. It's
sensitive-
always a good idea to have them allergy tested. In other words, it's always a great idea to find out what it is that's causing the problem. But one of the things that's also important to understand is that very often the licking, as I said, starts as a behavioral thing and then becomes almost like like after you smoke your first cigarette, you want the second, the third, the fourth, and they keep licking. They can actually develop something called a lick granuloma, which is and it can start out with a hot spot. It can start out with a sore. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a deal with you, Vicki. If I send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses 4-in-1 supplements, and here's why I'm sending it to you. One of the main reasons that we put it together is because of hot spots. It has, not only does it have lecithin, but it also has biotin. There's nothing better for your dog or cat's skin and coat than biotin and lecithin combined together. So I'm going to send you the Hugs and Kisses supplement. Don't expect it to happen overnight. I'm good, but I'm not that good, Vicki.
Okay.
Give it like a few weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. You're going to start noticing a difference, but not only from the perspective of the hot spots, but it also has, and I'm bragging, bear with me, it also has the glucosamine and chondroitin for the hips and joints. It also has
We
the
do give her
allergy-
that as a supplement as well. Should I discontinue that?
No,
then
no,
if
you
I'm
can do
gonna-
you can do both. That's absolutely fine. The joint support is fine, but the skin and coat, I think that's the biotin and the combination of the lecithin is going to make all the difference in the world for you. And also, is she a very active dog?
She is. We, walk her all the time. She has playtime, and she plays with the cat on the kitchen table every night after dinner, believe it or not. That's what goes on in our house.
That's what a house should be. Listen, if a house is not loud and noisy, well, you should have grown up in my house on Long Island. I was like 15 people there no matter what I did. And even when I left, when I was in the service, all my friends would show up at my house anyway, so it made no difference if I was there or gone. People love to be around the animals. So I think it's great. I think it's fun that they do that with each other. They got a great relationship. I want to get these hot spots done, though, because that can create problems later on.
Me too. What about your hemp seed oil? Is that something that would help that issue?
Yeah, hemp seed oil is fine, too. If you want to try some hemp seed oil, I can only send you one. So I'm going to send you the Hugs and Kisses. It's more expensive. So
okay.
You can buy the hemp seed. The hemp seed oil, make sure you buy the hemp seed oil made by Nature Vet. And as I said, you can go to naturevet.com. It's available at Amazon, any pet store. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold, Vicki. I'm going to give you to the lovely Suzette, and we're going to send you a personal jar of my Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treat for those hot spots. And again, skin and coat, I am so proud, and I know I'm bragging today, but I'm so proud about the Hugs and Kisses supplements. If you were to go online, read about it. Read all the 5-star reviews. People listen. What else can I tell you? It has my name and my face on the label. The only product that has that because I was there to develop it, so I know exactly what's in it. Hey, we're going to take a break. Great. When we come back, we got Caroline, Timothy, Susan. We'll get to your calls, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Great time to call me, 866-870-5752. The question of the day, if you call in just with a response, I'll still send you a great gift. Do you believe that dogs and cats take on the personality of the people they live with? Do you believe that dogs and cats take on the personality of the people they live with? I still got hugs and kisses to give away. I got some more kitty lickies, Lucy pet food, copies of my books, T-shirts. I got that natural flea spray as well. So it's a great time to call me. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to go. I'd love to hear from some people out there. Is inflation affecting your pets as well? Is the inflation problem affecting your dogs and cats? I was going to do a story. Hopefully we'll get to it. We'll see if we have time. 866-870-5752, the phone number. Just before I get back to the phones now, if you're a regular listener to the Pet Show or watch me for years doing the Today Show or Regis and Kathy Lee or the Mickey Mouse Club, you know that I've always been on the forefront of talking against this whole alpha approach. So, I want to share this with you. Are dogs really pack animals? Once upon a time, the answer would have been, you betcha. But in recent years, ego aside, thanks to me and other people that feel the way I do, through both animal behaviorists and scientists, are now completely rethinking this theory. What they've discovered has completely changed the way we think about dogs in general and dog training specifically. And that's a good thing. If you remember years ago, everything was dominance. Well, again, ego aside, thanks to my preaching every single day and other people, there's some great trainers and behaviorists here in Southern California agreeing with the way I approach it, that I believe that dogs have been domesticated since we've been walking upright. If you want to compare them to pack animals, then compare me to Neanderthal man. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'd love to hear from you people if you agree or disagree with what I just read. But right now, we're going to go to Susan. Then we got Timothy, Caroline, and Sandy. But right now, it's Susan in Long Beach. Hi, Susan. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi. I just had a comment. I've been looking at the Downey Sciatica Shelter, and they're only open, 2 hours a day. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for adoptions. And when I call their line, they say, it's because of health department regulation. But how do they expect they've killed like 8,000 dogs over a 3-year period?
I'm so confused. I'm so confused about this right now, and here's why. First of all, I know there's shortage of people to get working, but that's not an excuse. But here's the bottom line. Is the pandemic over or not? We have some people saying yes, some people saying no. In the meantime, how many dogs and cats are being euthanized because of this shortage of hours? Now, I don't know, I work with shelters all across the country. I don't know if Downey is understaffed or doesn't have volunteers, or I don't know what the circumstances at that specific shelter or rescue are. But if you're telling me they're only open 2 days a week for a couple of hours and they're full.
Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 1 to 3 p.m.
Oh, so they're only up for 2 hours a day. But what about people that work, that want to adopt a dog or a cat? So I don't know. I would love to hear from someone who knows more about it than I do. But there's got to be some reason, either that there's not enough volunteers, or there's not enough help. And if that be the case, let's get some more volunteers and help. It just sounds to me that at a time when shelters across the United States are full, it sounds to me like you would want to increase the hours for adoption rather than decrease or keep them limited. Doesn't that make a lot of sense?
And have special adoption events.
Yeah, well, I can't tell them how to run their shelter. I serve on the board for some of the largest no-kills in the country, so I'm not going to tell them how to run their shelter. However, I am going to just say that I don't know, and I'm only taking your word on this, so I'd love to hear someone from Downey call me. If, in fact, they can only open those hours, and if the shelter is full, how many dogs and cats are, in fact, not being adopted because the shelter is not opened for people to come and visit? I don't have the answer. I wish I did, but I don't have the answer. Most of the shelters I worked with across the country, I was just speaking to some on Long Island, they're open 9 to 5, Monday through Sunday. So they got volunteers staffing them and people staffing them and people that love animals coming to help them out. So I don't know. There's nothing against Downey. Someone from Downey, call me. Let me know. Am I right or wrong? I mean, is it a matter of staffing? Is it a matter of money? What's the cause that your hours are so limited for people to come and adopt? I don't know. Hopefully we'll find the answer. Susan, what type of pets do you have?
Oh, my dog just passed.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. I'm so sorry to hear that. But obviously, you're a big animal lover.
Yes.
Got it.
And I'm always flagging on Craigslist the backyard breeders. People don't understand that all those people that are breeding those purebred dogs and putting them on Craigslist are simply doing it for the money.
You have no idea the things I hear every week on Craigslist. I'm telling you, from the dogs that have gotten and wind up horrible story. Bless you for doing that, Susan. I got to move on, but let me put you on hold and let me send you at least a T-shirt that say "None of my friends walk upright." If anyone has the answer to the shelter not having longer hours, is it a matter of financing? We could understand that. Is it a matter of not getting enough volunteers, or are volunteers not welcome? I've heard that story a lot. I'd love to find out, because quite honestly, if the shelters are full, listen, if I was in any type of volunteer business or any type of retail business, if there were consumers that wanted what I had, I would increase my hours, not decrease my hours. If there are consumers out there that want to adopt or rescue or foster, maybe the hours should be increased. I don't know what the story is, so I hope someone from Downey either calls me or sends me an email at mail@thepetshow.com, because if you need volunteers, believe me, I go on the air. You're full tomorrow. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Great time to give me a call. I'm going to take a break right now. Caroline, Sandy, and Timothy will get to your calls. I do have an open line, so it's a good time to call me. I still got hugs and kisses to give away, Lucy Pet Food, T-shirts like I just gave away, and some all-natural herbal flea spray, which I just started giving away. I haven't given away any today. I'm telling you, this is going to be a flea season. You're going to want that all-natural herbal flea spray. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Listen. And we are back on the Pet Show. That number 866-870-KRLA. We're going to get to you, Caroline, Sandy, Timothy, and Fern. People have been asking me to do this for a long time, and I'm going to do it for them. By the way, I also shared it on my YouTube channel. So if I talk a little too fast, don't blame me for my New York talking. But if I talk too fast, this is up on my YouTube channel as well. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. These are my general rules for training dogs. Training should be a positive experience for you and your dog. Every dog should be familiar with basic obedience commands. Training should not involve any negative or punishment-based components. Ensure that your dog's motivation for reward is highest during a training session. Make sure the reward you offer in training is the most powerful one for your dog. Some dogs it's food, some dogs it's clicker training, some dogs it's a rag in the military, some dogs was a frisbee. But make sure the reward you offer in training is the most powerful one for your dog. Once training has been accomplished in a quiet area, you can gradually begin to practice in environments with more and more distractions. That's how you do it. No, dog obedience training takes time and things may not always go smoothly. Just remember that positive reinforcement is the key to success. Never punish your dog or lose your temper because this will only cause confusion. Always end each training session with positive reinforcement and a hug and a kiss. If you missed part of that, you can check it out on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Let me get back to the phone lines here. We do have a line open, 866-870-KRLA, but right now we're going to Caroline. Hey, Caroline, welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. Say, I'm a huge Richie Havens fan myself.
Are you really?
I am. I saw him live many years ago, and it was incredible. So.
Handsome Johnny, one of the best songs there. As a veteran, I shouldn't be talking about it. I grew up on Long Island, and I used to cut school a lot. I was not the greatest student, and I would spend nights. I remember waking up with a friend of mine in Washington Square under the arch. I would go to the Cafe Wa, and that's where I would see Richie Havens, Dylan, and so many. Phil Oakes, one of my favorite of all time, is Phil Oakes. So just incredible memories. I figured I'd add him to the show a little bit. I'm glad there's another person out there that knows who Richie Havens was.
Well, at least one.
There you go. That's two of us anyway, Caroline. How can I help you?
Well, my little dog is 17 years old and nearly blind, nearly deaf. She just recently was diagnosed with kidney issues.
Yeah, renal problems, sure.
And she's lost a lot of muscle mass in her hind legs. She still loves her walks, although they're very slow. She eats off and on. I feed her like chicken, rice, some baby food, and pumpkin. And she drinks a lot of water. So lately she's been going potty in the house. And we have a doggy door, but either she can't control herself, has the urge to go.
Caroline, listen to me. What would Richie Havens say? What would Richie Havens say? He said the dog is 17 years old. The dog is 17 years old. Okay, she's probably having renal failure, right? Here's what I would do. I would get a mop and a bucket and just clean up after her. You've had her for 17 years. God bless her. Give her a hug and a kiss every day, rather than get upset or concerned with it. Just tell her how much she's loved. You know, she's probably more embarrassed about it than anyone. So let her know it's okay. I understand. It's out of your control. I understand. I know there's some trainers and behaviors. No, you got to do this, resolve it. No. The dog's 17 years old. She has kidney failure. She's peeing in the house. Let her live as long as she's in no pain, as long as she's eating. Let her live. She's peeing, not where you want it to. Put down some pads if you want. But the bottom line is 17 years. You know, I talk about this all the time. My mother had a German Shepherd I rescued from Kennedy Airport, a German Shepherd mix I rescued from Kennedy Airport. It was a roaming loose stray dog, Bodie. And when Bodie got older, Bodie did not have any control. And for like a year, if you were to go to my mother's house, you would find my mother following the dog with a bucket and a mop till the day Bodie crossed the bridge. That is what love is all about, no matter what you have to do, unless there's pain involved or something else. So I would say what's your dog's name?
Silly.
Silly, I love that name. Give her
after the baseball team.
There you go. Give her a hug. Did you say Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, like Philadelphia? Now you're making me hungry for a pretzel and mustard. Look what you're doing to me. God. I did a weekly show for years in Philly on TV. Anyway, that's what I would do, Caroline. The best thing I can say to you is just let her know how much she's loved every day.
Okay. That's what I am doing. So,
Good,
yeah.
Good. So I don't want to send you any food or anything for her at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold. And you know what? I am going to send you a T-shirt also that says none of my friends walk upright. I love my listeners. I really, really do. And people might have disagreed with what I just said, but I hope you didn't. Anyway, let me take Fern real quickly. Then we'll get to Carol, Timothy, and Sandy. Hey, Fern, welcome to the show. Hey, Fern.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for your wonderful outreach to people that love animals and also people, because it's actually an extension of the same compassion.
Absolutely.
And understanding that way. And also, like, I want you to give whatever kind of prize to whatever you believe is the best. And what I have to say now is we have to look at what the symptoms of a lot of things are. And the symptom of, like, the people may be giving up their pets, and it's the economy, and also the shelters. It's economy, and what's underlying that is a bad economy, and that's gonna. People even say that they can't even keep they can't get.
Well, Fern, yeah, I got to move on, but you have a very valid point. There are people. In fact, there's a study I have somewhere talking about exactly how many people.
We need to
go ahead.
Look at the economy and what's happening here.
Okay, well, let me just say this. I agree with you 100%. Inflation's bad. The economy's lousy. I understand all of that. Okay, but when it comes to life or death, you have to find a resolution. If a hospital for people or for animals doesn't make any difference, but let's say a hospital for people or animals, if they're running a little low on money, okay.
But, honestly, underlying, if people don't have money even to pay their own, they can't even pay their own gas.
No. Fern, I listen. I'm going to donate. I got to move on, but I'm going to donate your gift. But I want you to understand. I understand where everyone's coming from. I understand inflation. I understand the money. I understand this. Okay. What I don't understand is the concept of why a shelter would not have enough hours. In other words, if they have volunteers, why is it costing them more to stay open if the people keeping it open are volunteering? How much more can it cost? The electricity, whatever, we'll figure out a way to pay that. I'm not blaming anyone here. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just blaming the concept. I'm blaming the fact that you need a resolution. Animals are dying. Animals are not finding homes. Animals are not just getting where they should be getting. And whether it be inflation, whether it be the economy, I understand all of that. Believe me, I understand. I hear it every single day from Detroit, Michigan, and Brooklyn, New York, and the Bronx, New York. I hear it every day. But the bottom line is to let animals die. To let animals die when there are people that may be willing to come in and volunteer to help find homes for them on hours that you may not be open. I think that something should be negotiated there. Something needs to be talked about as far as I'm concerned anyway. Hey, the phone, great time to give me a call. I do have a line open, two lines actually, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm going to get to you, Timothy and Sandy, but first I want to tell you once again, And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. I'm going to give you the number for the network show in case I don't get to your call. But I'm going to try to get to you, Timothy and Sandy. But I want to share this with you. Kind of ties into what we're talking about. The COVID-19 pandemic, according to some people, is over, has undone decades of progress controlling dog and cat populations. Let me say that again. The COVID-19 pandemic has undone decades of progress controlling dog and cat populations through spay and neuter surgeries. This according to a brand new study just out from Florida University. Listen carefully. Spay and neuter procedures performed at 212 clinics across the United States declined in 2020 and 2021, with nearly 191,000 fewer surgeries performed that would be expected to have been performed. That's almost 200,000 less spay and neuters performed because of the pandemic. It's over, guys. Spay and neuter now. Let's get caught up. Unbelievable statistic. 200,000 dogs and cats not spayed and neutered because of the pandemic. Hey, let's go to Timothy Norwalk. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren.
Hey, Timothy.
Great show. I love where you were telling the guy to train the dog to play poker. That was really good. Anyway,
but someday, Timothy. Someday I will tell you. Someday I will tell you the story about the guy who lived on Fifth Avenue in New York City, whose dog I really did teach to play poker, and he won thousands and thousands of dollars. But that's for another day. What can I do for you today?
Wow, I wish I was the owner. Oh well, I just wanted to tell you a couple stories. First of all, it's not the COVID pandemic that caused these problems. It's the ridiculous government responses to the COVID pandemic, and they always make everything worse. And a few years ago, because I live in Norwalk, and there's a lot of homeless outdoor cats all over Norwalk. I mean, there's literally thousands at the very least. And on my block in a residential area, I had trapped some of the stray kittens after a lot of patience, feeding the mom cat and the kittens. And I took them to the Downey Animal Shelter to have them spayed, and instead, hoping that they would spay them. And instead, they just euthanized them, and they said that they were sick. And I know it was BS because those kittens were not sick at all. I went to great lengths to catch them,
What did they say? What did they say they were sick with?
I don't know. They gave me some BS, and I was really upset. And I'm like, I'll never do that again. And so in my neighborhood, there's a street called Front Street. It kind of goes through Old Norwalk. And there's 3 different truck yards. One of them is where they do the street sweeping. And that cat colony there, when I usually drive by there on my way home at night, and when I park right there, about 25 cats all come out from under the fences on both sides.
Okay, Timothy, Timothy, I'm going to run out of time. So let me just ask you this question: are you feeding those cats? Are they being spayed and neutered at those locations?
Well, the thing is, you can't trap them. They're too smart. The older cats don't let the younger cats go because I've seen the city try to trap them, and they won't go in the cat trap. So I feed them because I'm an animal lover.
Yeah, but the resolution is this: you're going to have to find. I got to move on, but you're going to have to find some group that will help you out. There's always a way to trap. I've taken a year to trap certain cats in my cases, but there's always a way. As long as they're not trapped, as long as they're not being spayed and neutered, as long as they're not being vaccinated, what's going to happen is the problem's going to get worse and worse and worse. I love your heart, Timothy. Give me a call when I have more time. I'm going to put you on hold in the meantime. I'm sending you some Lucy pet food, so I want to make sure those cats at least get fed. Great heart. Let's hope there's another way to do it. Unbelievable problems. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. Hey, Sandy, I don't want to rush you. Can you do me a favor? Write this number down. I'll take you as my first call on the national show. That goes for everyone listening. If I didn't get to your phone call or you're driving around out there and you're schlepping this and schlepping that, starting at 1 o'clock, 3 minutes from right, 2.5 minutes from right now, I'll be doing my national show. Write this number down. It's the same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts, and the show starts at 1 o'clock. It's for Radio America, Armed Forces Radio, goes all over the U.S., Canada, even Guam. So write this number down. Start calling at 1 o'clock. Be patient. The phone's going to Washington, D.C. Let it ring. They will pick up. Write this number down. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. So we'll take your call there, Sandy. I give away the same type of gifts as well. The reason I wanted to do that, you know that for years you guys were following me on my Facebook pages. And my Facebook page, we had tens of thousands of listeners. But somehow Facebook, I don't know, they messed up and I don't know, I was hacked. So I want to give you my brand new Facebook page. I'll be sharing a lot of information there. You can like it. You can become there. It's just going to be the page where I share all the information. So here is Warren's brand new Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Warren Pet Talk. All one word. Facebook.com/Warren Pet Talk. Check it out. I'll be sharing lots of great information. Again, the number for the network show, 877-725-8255. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you. One between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein. This has been The Pet Show.